Regrettably, it seems the Russian military has hit certain parts of Ukraine with TOS-1A that fires thermobaric rockets. Oksana Markarova, Ukraine's ambassador to the United States, told reporters on the 28th of February, after meeting with members of the U.S. Congress, that Russia had used a thermobaric weapon known as a vacuum bomb in its invasion of her country. Markarova said after a meeting with lawmakers, "They used the vacuum bomb today. The devastation that Russia is trying to inflict on Ukraine is large." There are no comments from the Russian side regarding this. In this video, Defense Updates analyzes why Russia's use of TOS-1A is an extremely disturbing development. Let's get into the details. Well, as of now, there's no official confirmation, but the TOS-1A was earlier seen near the Ukrainian border. CNN reported that one of its teams had spotted TOS-1A. Several footages from many other people and security cameras also collaborate that TOS-1A had rolled into Ukraine. According to unconfirmed reports, TOS-1A has been delivered to the border between Russia and Ukraine via railway. White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki said she had seen reports but did not have confirmation that Russia had used such weapons. If that were true, it would potentially be a war crime, she told a press briefing, noting that there are international organizations that would assess that, and President Joe Biden's administration would look to be part of that conversation. TOS-1A is a heavy, short-range, multi-barrel thermobaric rocket launcher. In the late 1970s, the idea of heavy, short-range, multiple rocket launcher (MRL) came into the picture. The aim was to launch rockets equipped with incendiary and thermobaric warheads. The combat system, consisting of the combat vehicle, rockets, and loading vehicle, was designed and developed in the early 1980s and was named TOS-1, remaining a secret effort for a long time. The system is intended to engage military personnel, equipment, and buildings, including fortified buildings. The combat system is generally used along with infantry and tanks. The system uses the chassis of the T-72 main battle tank. The reloading vehicle was built on the chassis of a KR-AZ-255B cross-country truck and equipped with a crane for loading and unloading of the launcher. In 2001, the improved TOS-1A system entered service. It's been conceptualized to unblock battlefield deadlocks by directing concentrated fire in a target area. The system is unique by its technical solutions and has no rivals in the world. TOS-1 or TOS-1A is different from traditional handheld or tank-mounted flamethrowers used during World War II and onwards. The TOS-1 and TOS-1A are labeled as flamethrowers because, in addition to traditional incendiary rockets, these can also fire thermobaric rockets into enemy-held areas, setting them ablaze. The thermobaric rockets are different from conventional weapons, as for explosion, they use oxygen from the atmosphere instead of their own oxidizers. The thermobaric rockets discharge a cloud of chemicals like tetranite into the atmosphere before the actual detonation. Through this process, thermobaric rockets are capable of generating blasts that have a very high temperature as well as result in shattering shockwaves. Not only is the blast considerably longer and the shockwave significantly hotter and stronger than a conventional warhead, but all the oxygen in the adjacent area is also used up, creating a partial vacuum. It can cause a tearing effect on the human lungs. Walls and surfaces do not necessarily shield targets, rather cause multiple pressure waves which amplify the effects. This makes them deadly weapons against infantry, It's also highly effective when used against entrenched personnel in bunkers and caves. If the persons present in the blast perimeter somehow survive the initial intense blast, they die due to suffocation as their lungs rupture in the vacuum afterward. The lethal power of TOS-1A makes it a deadly weapon. All rockets of this system can be launched within 6 to 12 seconds. It has the ability to set ablaze areas the size of 4 to 5 football fields in a single salvo. Because of this, TOS-1 and TOS-1As are also referred to as Blazing Sun. The system is equipped with 220mm rockets. Original system TOS-1 was 30-barreled and had a range of 3.5 kilometers, or about 2.2 miles. The launch vehicle is outfitted with a fire control mechanism that has a ballistic computer which performs the required targeting computation by taking input from aiming sight and laser rangefinder. The TKN-3A sight for the commander and GPK-59 navigation system is also present. It needs a crew of 3 for operation. TOS-1A is 24-barreled and has an enhanced range of 6 kilometers or 3.7 miles. Its ballistic computer has also been upgraded for better targeting accuracy. It must be noted that for longer range fire, Russia has other systems like the Smerch MLRS system. TOS-1A is designed to break through the enemy defenses by brutal firepower. When Russian President Putin decided to invade Ukraine, he would have wanted to achieve the military objectives swiftly, but it didn't work out as planned, and the Russian forces are facing a lot of resistance. Ukrainian forces have been building bunkers and trenches on the front line in preparation for possible hostilities. Dug-in Ukrainian infantry, armed with weapons like American-made Javelin anti-tank missile, has been a source of major headache for Russian forces. There are indications that President Putin has got restless and has now decided to use the full array of weapons available at his disposal. It's a very disastrous development for the people in Ukraine. It's likely that TOS-1A will be unleashed wherever Russian forces face strong opposition. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this. Hit the like button if you find the video interesting, and kindly provide your feedback in the comment section. This will help us improve.